If you want to make sure you stay in good conversation, you gotta tune in to Coffee and Conversation with Collette. That's me, Thursday mornings from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. on the only station, WHPR TV 33. See you soon. We're back. We are back. Thank you so much for either staying tuned in to Coffee and Conversation with Collette or just joining us. And you're tuned in now to Coffee and Conversation, Collette, on WHPR TV 33, Comcast 91, Roku, or streaming live. And you all know I still do my curtsy because I don't take for granted that you could be anywhere doing anything, but you make the conscious decision to be a part of the conversations on our Thursday and Fridays. And you all know this intros us into our freestyle hour, but I'm going to continue the conversation. All the lines are lit, and I have an expert in the building. Because I know we've been talking about a subject matter that you might not even be able to understand on your own. Why we don't take ownership to believe we are more than what they say we are, or to shape our own narratives. And to say, you know what, I don't care what the paper says, what the radio says, what the other talk show people say, what your mama say, what anybody says, that for me, myself, my spirit, I believe that I can do anything. I can accomplish anything. Nothing is insurmountable. Because if I can believe that for myself, then I can put action and growth out into the community with other people and create a like mind. But we don't do that. We're so quick to be able to point fingers and talk about why people aren't saving us. We're all waiting for a superhero, the Superman to come, Superwoman to come. Everybody wants to be saved. You can't save them. You can't save them because we can't save ourselves. But it's not just my rhetoric, because I know you all thinking, oh, Collette, you're just talking. I had to bring an expert in the building. So I have Dr. Tazania Morgan in the building. Let me give, because I have to give all the letters. I like that. She's the LPCS ACS private practice board certified counselor and owner founder of Wings of Virtue. Dr. Morgan, great, amazing morning to you.
Oh, thank you for having me again.
Oh, wait, it's a pleasure. I missed you too. It's been like a couple of months.
It's been a couple of months.
But I know you've been traveling and doing your
Yes,
thing, sharing
yes.
this information.
Yes, absolutely.
Effectuating positive change wherever
Yes,
you go.
yes.
So you've got a glimpse of this conversation. And everyone, we're going to get to you on the lines. All the lines are lit. I just wanted to introduce Dr. Morgan and let her give an overview of at least some couple points of where you think we are.
As a community?
Yes.
Oh, we're going to
What?
have more than a couple.
Okay, well, that's fine. Well, you can start, and then we'll go to the callers. But we're talking about, what is it, Dr. Morgan?
We are blinded.
Oh.
There are a lot of theories and a lot of philosophers, and one of the ones when I heard you speaking earlier, it's moral development. And Lawrence Kohlberg developed the stages of moral development. And he said that no one really gets to the third stage. The third stage, well, the first stage is the yes, mommy, yes, daddy stage.
Okay.
The second one is where all of us are at, where this is the laws of the land, and we're supposed to go with that. But that third one is saying, I get what the law says, but this is what's ethically, morally right with me. And sometimes I have to break the law in order to get what we need. So I think a lot of us are in
that.
level 2.
We're in level 2.
We're in level 2.
You know what? That's why you're blessed. See how she just put all that together real quick? I didn't have a name for it, but what is it called again?
It's called Lawrence Kohlberg's Stages of Moral Development.
Stages of moral development.
Yes.
And they're the 3 stages where you agree with the parent, the yes, mommy, yes, daddy, and then the law. The governance of the land.
Yes.
I have, this keeps me sound, this keeps me whole if I do what they say.
Yes.
And then if you could ever get to the point that you say, you know what? That's what they say.
There you go.
But for me and mine, this is what I'm going to do.
This is what I'm going to do.
And it can go against what you say. But this is what works better for me.
Absolutely. That's where our Nelson Mandelas, our
Okay.
Martin Luther King Jr.,
Okay.
our Rosa Parks.
Okay.
That's where those extremists, the civil rights, that's where the moral development is like, hey, I get what the law says, but sometimes the law's not right.
So what happened? So we had, great point, because we had those examples.
Yes.
You gave, and so many more, but those most noted ones. And so we saw it and we knew it, but what happened to us? We only felt it was just one, so we could just watch that experience,
Yeah.
but we couldn't step into the experience.
Yes. I believe that it was a covering
Okay.
that we assumed that everything was okay. We put, we like to put glaze on things. So we put a glaze on it and everything feels as if it's okay.
Okay.
But what's happening now is the real, which has always been there, is coming out again.
Oh, so it's like the Matrix, everyone.
There you
So
go.
in the Matrix they say the red or the green pill. So we just have been living in a state of dormancy.
There you go.
Right? So I don't want to really deal with the truth because right now the cover looks good for me.
Yes.
I have 3 hots in a cot. I got this little job.
Yeah.
I'm riding a little easy. I can buy my stuff. I can take a little trip. I can do these things. And I'm living this American dream.
There you go.
So that's that second phase. Like I'm doing everything right.
I'm
doing everything right, as they say. And guess what? Shame on you if you're not doing it. That's why you get in trouble.
Exactly.
Yeah. I heard. I was having a conversation with a very educated person last week, and he commented. He said, "Well, that's our problem. We're in jail because we do what's wrong, and so that's why we're in jail." And I was like, "Wow, is it that? It's just that simple?"
No.
But for us to think it's that simple, and you're an educated person, an elite group person that believes it's okay, black and brown people, you're in jail because you just broke the law.
Right.
And all you got to do is just abide by the law, and everything in your life will be great.
No, that's not the truth. That is not the truth at all. One thing that I tell my students, I said I have a lot of credentials. I have a lot of alphabet soup behind my name.
Yes, she does. You're here. I just said a couple of them.
All
yes,
right.
I love that.
But when I get pulled over by the police, they don't care. They don't look at me and say, you know what, she's a doctor.
Right.
You know what, let's let her go.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Moore.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That doesn't matter.
Right.
So when we're talking about racism and a lot of things within the community, when my students, it doesn't click, I have to let them know that even though I have more credentials than you, when you get pulled over by the police, are you afraid for your life? They're like, no. Are you afraid for your children's life? They said, no. I said, these are things that I deal with on a daily basis. So no matter how far I move up in the system, guess what? I'm still black.
Come on.
And what happens is that some of us that are very elite and, none of these things have happened, we forget until you get in a situation that reminds you. Okay?
Yes.
So sometimes we haven't been in those situations that reminded us of who we are. Wake up.
Everyone, wasn't it just like Dr. Morgan was here yesterday? Dr. Morgan showed us, I'm going to go to the cause. Everyone, all the lines are living where to get you. Dr. Morgan, I showed a clip yesterday. And CNN did a money component about the 1 percentile. And they highlighted Brown Capital Management and the Browns who came up poor from Alabama only to amass a capital management company managing $8 billion in assets. And talked about what we had to do growing up poor to educate ourselves and to give hands up. Then we had Sheila Johnson, of course. Her position was, hey, I grew up, dad was one of the first neurosurgeon in the country, grew up elite, had all this privilege, but what did she say? At the end of the day, none of that matters. She echoed what you just said exactly. Your pedigree, your money, your class means nothing. It is only how they see you to be. So you, the black woman, you know what they called her. And how dare you try to come on up in here because you think that you finally made it. And so many of us believe that now we're equal.
Right. But we're not.
We ain't never equal.
We'll never be.
We'll never equal. So because we can never be equal, what do? We move to that third phase that you talked about, huh?
There we go. We have to do this within our community. There's a thought process change that needs to happen within our community. Okay. So just because I made it doesn't mean that you can't. So let me show you what I did. Okay, let me help you. But what we tend to do is we make it and we leave. We don't never pour back within our community.
Did you just hear what Dr. Morgan said? We make it and then we get ghosted.
Yes.
Oh, because this community that made us isn't good enough.
Not anymore.
That same public school that you went to, that's not good enough.
That's right.
That same block where everybody was working and trying to make a way or whatever, that ain't good enough.
Not good enough.
Oh, none of that's good enough anymore. Now I need to move on up.
Move on up. And then our communities are left just
devastated.
Devastated.
Because those that couldn't move up, we didn't bring them up. We didn't give them a hand up.
Right.
And then we wonder why it's what it is.
Right. And then we talk about it.
And then,
we talk about it. We dog them out.
Oh,
yeah.
Not us. We dog them out.
Right. We dog them out.
They're not working hard enough.
Right.
They don't. They raggedy. They nasty.
Yes.
They
if you knew what I had to do, make the sacrifice and do this, this, and this. When all actuality, really, with every other community, every other race, they make it and they pour back into their people.
Say it.
Okay.
Say it. And look, if you can't get what she's saying, we're going to go to the line. I'm going to give you a visual. Think about when you're riding in Dearborn. I'm going to give you a visual. You'll see those little bungalow houses, and then the next lot, you'll see this massive house. And you're like, wait a minute. How does that look in the scope of things? Well, they let you know that I'm working with more. I have more means, but I'm still on the block.
There you go.
And see, and what they don't get is my on the block with this can increase the value of those little houses that are still next to me because we still on the same block. How's that? So I know enough that I want to be a part of my community. I want to stay a part of my community. I want to create the image that I have more because I'm creating this bigger house, this monstrosity. But y'all get I'm still on the block. So if my house is appraised for $300,000, then your house is going to be. So if I'm at 3,000 square feet and it's 3,000, then your house is going to be 3,000 because you're right next door to me. Did y'all get that? That was real simple right there. Y'all get that? But they didn't move out. They didn't go buy some tract of land in West Bloomfield or try to buy some house that was $500,000. They stayed right in where they know to encourage those that look like them.
There you go. Okay, live together,
Yeah.
eat together.
Right.
Their values haven't changed.
Right.
Every community but ours.
Let's go to we just gonna give a moment of silence
Right.
because let's go to the line. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, here we go. Thanks for your patience. Great morning to you.
Great morning to you also.
Thank you.
Your soul is moved by God's Spirit because I called to tell you that your internet is not on.
That my who is not on?
Internet.
The internet isn't on. Oh,
Yep. Yeah.
Sean. Okay, we're gonna check that. Thank you.
You know, I listening to you, I see that communication is really divine, and you really are moved by the Spirit.
Thank you. I pray to be. Let me just stay there on that note. I mean, I want you all to know that I take this serious. Like, this is so serious to me. Like, this is the best gift that I could ever have. When RJ and Henry gave me the opportunity, it's been 3 years ago. They saw something in me. I didn't have the plan for this. Wow. Literally. I was coming to try to help sew into this station. Yeah. Right? And RJ said, no, it's something else I want you to do. And I said, what are you talking about? I was like, I can sit to the side. He was like, Right. And that's been 3 years. Wow. And I pray all the time to be used. Before I open up on this air, they would tell you, I pray. I pray aloud to have the right kind of conversations, to be able to make it comfortable enough so we can get the information. Because if we don't get the information and can't share the information, what good is it? I don't have any desire to be the big fish in a little pond. It doesn't benefit me. Because like Dr. Morgan said, I know what it's like. I know you sit up here and you go to these elite schools and you do all that, and all that stuff is great, and then you walk down the block and people that look like you are afraid and can't speak to you. I walk down West Philadelphia, the street right there, people look like me, I walk past, I speak, they don't speak to me. I don't ever want that kind of disconnection. And Dr. Morgan said, when you're in certain groups, as we shared, and you need to let people know that you're more than what they think you are, then you give it to them. I'll give it to you with both barrels. No problem. And then put the guns back in the holster. But that's, for me, not what's going to cause me to move everywhere else and do everything else. Because I'm us. I'm us. And I know that. But I believe that that is the gift that I've gotten at this stage in my life to understand what my purpose is. And so, like Dr. Morgan has said, not everyone understands that. No. Because we miss that. So I appreciate your comments. And please, did you have anything else you wanted to share?
Well, no, I really appreciate RJ for his calling, because WHR is divine. Yeah. But check the internet. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We're going to check the internet. Absolutely. And we appreciate it. I mean, I think that's what, you can have conversations with anyone.
That's true.
Right? But I think that there's a way that you have a conversation. That's why I always say, Dr. Morgan, there's more than one way to have a conversation.
Absolutely true.
Because you don't want to. People don't understand. There's a gentleman that approached me yesterday, and he's like, well, why don't you have me on the show? And I said, well, when you change your conversation, when you talk about something, I will. And he said, oh, well, for me, it seems like the people that you have on the show, they ain't saying nothing. I said, well, see, that's the problem right there, sir. That right there. That right there. You don't have to ask people. Your gift will make a way for you.
That's true. That is very true.
Let me just say that again. Your gift will make a way for you. If you got to run around asking people, can I be on your show? Can I do this? Something's wrong. Right?
That's right. You got to walk in your calling.
You got to walk in your calling.
When you walk and do whatever God told you to do, the doors will open for you.
They open right on up.
Okay. And all you got to do is walk through.
And say thank you. Would you like to?
Yes.
Sure, absolutely. Yes. Doors walk on open. And and then you get mad when someone gives you the I didn't want you to, I wasn't saying to offend you, but you haven't presented anything to me that's going to, I know, be received by the people and the conversations that I have that I value.
And then that's a way of protecting your audience as well.
Absolutely. I don't want you to bring your shenanigans because I see how you move with everybody else.
Oh, the lines will blow up for real.
The lines will blow up for real. And then you all going to look at me side cockeyed like, Collette, where'd you get him?
Right.
That was a charity case we didn't need. So anyway, that's what it's about. Let's continue to go to the line. Let's see. All the lines are lit. Thanks for your patience. Great morning to you.
I apologize, Queen, for calling back.
No, you don't have to apologize. Sure.
And I appreciate that you have the doc back on the show again.
Yes.
Good to be here.
You know, I had to piggyback what you had said about the CBD.
Yes.
Queen, I had learned about it about 10 years ago out of Canada.
Okay.
And Queen, I can testify, I've been using it the last 6 months. I get it out of Europe. No pesticides, it's grown organically. And Queen, I can bear witness to me using, because I always use myself as a guinea pig.
Right.
And I can,
right. Test yourself. Right.
Before I lead somebody else that way, I tried myself. And I can honestly say it's been a blessing to me.
Yes.
Insomnia, I used to have acid reflux or whatever. All that's gone, Queen. But, those who also bear witness that they have suggested that it cured arthritis,
yes,
migraine headache,
yes,
snoring,
yes,
skin allergies,
yes,
upset stomachs,
yes,
vomit, diarrhea, back pain, depression, anxiety attacks, warts, moles, diabetics, infection, glaucoma, chronic pain, burns, ulcers, tumors, cancer cells, asthma, insomnia, obesity, lung cancer, inflammation, psoriasis, bacteria infection, vomiting, seizures, Parkinson, Alzheimer's, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, gastrointestinal disorder. It works, Queen.
I'm telling you. And stay right there, King. And I really want us to get, what did the original people do? They smoked. Peace pipes. Do you all get that? From the earth. They weren't smoking because they wanted to get high. They were smoking for an enlightenment. They were smoking for an awareness and an acknowledgement and a calmness and a collective energy and a spirit. That's what it was about. But we let everybody else come on in with all these different narratives and change. Remember those propaganda commercials back in, reefer madness, and it's going to make everybody go wild, and the black men going to rape the white women, and that's why reefer's bad. Stop. And they was all still smoking. You will get it. It's the narrative. It's what you choose to allow yourself to believe. And even to this day, you can sit, and the doctor can attest, all the different side effects from the drugs that are prescribed for depression, for all the things that you process and deal with at Wings of Virtue. There's side effects to all that stuff.
Every single last one of them. Every single last one of them.
Every single last one of them. So don't think that just because the doctor prescribed something for you, that's an industry as well. Everybody, there's a business to it.
Everything's a business.
Can you get that?
Everything is a business. The medical field, pharmacists, everything.
Education, government.
It's a business.
Everything is a business, everyone.
And that's what we as a community, we have to learn the business and make our own.
Say that.
Okay.
Did you get it? King, we appreciate you. Hit it on the head.
Let me say this.
Yes.
My older brother is a dentist. He practiced dentistry. He got his hip broke about 5 or 6 years ago. And he told me, he said, I broke my own code. I said, what you talking about, brother? He said, I got injured and went to the hospital. I got injured, I went into the hospital. He said, I broke my own code. He said, if you want to live stay out of the hospital.
Wow.
And he's by practice.
Right.
By practice.
Right.
But there's another herb out there, Queen, that you got to look up. It's oregano oil.
Yeah.
73 out of Turkey. P73 out of the mountains of Turkey. It don't even grow in the soil. It grows on the rock at high elevation, which is a food. It'll blow your mind when you start using it. Nice. You all have a blessed week and love both of you all.
Thank you.
Everyone, I mean, that's the conversations that we need to be having.
Yes.
And we're not, and again, someone said, oh, Collette, well, you're glorifying selling and using drugs. Well, what do you think is in your cabinet? Right. When you and hear me, and I'm not saying from a medical perspective that you don't have to prescribe certain things to help chemical imbalances, but again, I believe that there's more than one way. So there's a plethora of things that you can use, but again, you have to be educated to be able to know what the impact is and what your expectations are. So maybe that's what it is. That we don't know, how to define expectations and how to measure them. Why is that?
You know what? I'm looking at it from a different perspective.
Please.
We don't trust anybody, but we trust everybody at the same time. Like, I don't trust you.
Say that again.
Okay, we don't trust anybody, but we trust everybody. So you go to the doctor and they say, hey, this is wrong with you, here's the prescription. And you trust it and you believe it.
You don't even read the information.
You don't even
say that. You know that little slip that they give you that gives you all the information? I bet you all don't read it. You don't stop and read, this is what this is supposed to do, this is what the side effects are. Y'all don't read it. I bet you don't. Doctor, continue.
So then you take the medications, you have the side effects.
Yes.
But I think at some point in time, you have to get to a breaking point and say, I'm tired of this. I don't want to do this.
And it's not working.
It's not working. Because a lot of things is changing what you eat, working out, working on your mental. Yes, you have to work on that mental, your mind, body, and your spirit.
You have to work.
Okay, detoxing, okay, cleansing your every part of you. Sometimes some of the issues you have is because you haven't gone on a detox.
Well, we don't want to do that.
No.
Because I don't want to deprive myself of what I want. And the truth is, that stuff isn't good. When you just start eating certain stuff, it doesn't even taste. There's no taste. It just, stop it. But we're accustomed to it.
We're accustomed to it.
Right?
Yes. And
then they say, then your body craves it.
Yes.
And so then in your mind, great point, doctor, it's an addiction. And so we create the mindset that we believe that we need that.
I need it.
I need it.
I need it. Try to cut off carbs. No sugar, and see what your body does.
And see what happens.
You're going to look like everybody else in a detox facility.
Right.
Body craving it. And that's what we do. When I teach addictions class, for 8 weeks, they have to give up something.
Okay.
And you should see them by week 3. Okay.
Everybody's on the Zoom. They got the shades.
They got the shades. They like,
right.
like I had a student, he drank like 4 cups of coffee a day. He said, I'm cutting out coffee. Okay. By week 3, he had a whole box of Snickers.
Right. So then you trade. Great point. Did y'all get where she went with that? So then when we acknowledge one thing, we trade it for another.
Trade it for another to get the same high. Because it's caffeine. So you got to detox and get all of that, but it's a thought process change within the whole community. And you have to understand that part of the reason we have the thought process is because other people's giving it to us.
Say it.
Okay?
Now that's all, and we should just hang up right now and say, God bless y'all, good night, and we should just go. Because it's literally, she made it that simple. Like, that's it. And it's never been to our benefit.
Right.
Dr. Morgan?
Never.
It was never for us. It was never, I'm going to give you this because it's going to be good for you, and there you go.
Right.
No. It's always been because it's good for us.
There you go.
Let's go to the line. You guys, oh my goodness. Are you getting something today? I'm so excited about the conversation.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, we got 2 power pack queens on the team keeping it positive and real.
Hey.
I just love y'all. Tonight join y'all tribe because you know how to keep folks alive.
Look alive.
I just love y'all. But you are absolutely right. Because the people's brains are so conformed and conditioned, they missing the mark. The whole thing is that you get educated so that you can create your own businesses. And they are talking you out of using natural order. You're being conformed to accept the abnorm.
Yes.
So I've already been to some meetings, and you don't even have to touch the marijuana. No. You can do the hacking.
Right.
You can do the stocks, because I'm looking at the stocks.
All day
Yes,
long.
yes.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
have a whole
So
group of them.
we
I'll
are
let you know.
we continue to allow people to miseducate us
Yes.
and keep us so sleep
Yes.
and unwise so we can keep supporting our own demise. I love you. Put her on my Facebook so I can keep up with this sister. I'm on my
Absolutely.
way to work, but keep her on my Facebook so I can keep up with her. I want to
Absolutely.
stay with the positive energy because I know we can do anything.
We can do
Sure we
anything.
can,
And
yes.
absolutely, I'll post some things and make sure you all connect with Dr. Morgan. I mean, that's what it's about. We're only as good as our circles. And so, Queen, we love you. Safe day at work as well, and keep shining.
Happy Friday!
Happy
Happy
Friday to
Friday,
you.
yes.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, and we should be excited.
Yes.
Like, that's what people don't understand. Like,
Yes.
do you realize that what is wrong with that? That's the energy that you need.
That's what you need.
Like, why wouldn't you be excited?
I don't know.
Like, when I saw you in my periphery come through the door, I'm like, yay, she's here. Did y'all see me jumping up on the inside? I mean, that's what you want.
Yes.
Because it shapes your mind. So can we just briefly, and all the lines that let everybody else see you, we're going to get to you. What is it with us, Dr. Morgan, that we will choose the doom and gloom and the pessimism versus starting the day with positivity? Guess what? I'm alive.
Yes.
Might not be perfect, whatever perfect looks like, because we're not perfect people.
Yeah.
But guess what? I'm alive. So because I'm alive,
Yeah.
hey, I'm kicking it. Because I know there's some people that didn't wake up this morning.
Okay.
If I have the use and activity of my limbs,
Yes,
I got
yes,
something going.
yeah.
I can see, if I can hear, those are gifts that we just take for granted. So what is that with us again?
They're looking at the wrong things.
Oh,
You're looking at all the bad things that are going on with you, and then you get the woe is me complex. I don't know if that's a real diagnosis. I'm a doctor. I'm going to say it that way, okay?
she done diagnosed it. She said it's
The
called the woe is me complex. I like that.
So you're looking at everything, oh, my car broke down, oh, my this, oh, my relationship is not working. When you can look at it a total different way. You want to know what? The car broke down. All right, God about to bless me with another one. Upgrade.
Thank you.
Okay.
And guess what? Or maybe I can use transportation and I can walk and get some exercise.
There you go.
And I can
Meet
get
some
on
new
out there,
people.
meet some new people.
There you go.
I'm just saying, okay, but keep going.
Okay.
Dr. Mark. Right.
Then you got relationship issues where you want to know what? There's a time and a season for everything. So you know what? I have to look at everything in a positive way. I think once again that goes back into changing how you look at it. All of us have things going on with us. All of us have good days and bad days, but when you wake up and you're like, you want to know what? Today is going to be better than yesterday.
Yes.
You want to know why? Because some people didn't make it today.
Say it. And
All
that
right.
should be enough.
Yes.
Like that in and of itself is enough to fuel you. And yeah, don't call in. I'm telling you right now. If you're going to call in on some old shenanigans about, what the government and I ain't nobody got time for that. And just go, aren't you tired? You should be tired of having that conversation. Isn't that all we hear the whole time? I mean, they got a plan. They just working their plan. What's your plan?
There you go.
I'm just saying, because you constantly want to, again, give away your power, Dr. Morgan.
There you go. Give away your power.
Do we not think that we have power, Dr. Morgan?
I think that we really don't think that we have power, and then we don't know what to do. See, people assume that educating yourself is getting an academic degree. That's academia. Educating yourself is going to the library reading the books. Educating yourself is getting your Amazon Prime account and just start clicking and have so many books that it's delivered for free. Educating yourself is being around some people that have more knowledge than you.
on, doctor.
Okay?
Yes, yes.
So when we talking about educating yourself, okay, it's saying I don't have the information. I know who to contact. And let me just be around you. We don't want to be mentored anymore.
Ooh.
We don't want to do that.
Wait. You mean we don't want to sit around those who have a little more information than us and just soak it in?
No,
And
because that
be
means
open
I
to
have
the
to
fact
change.
that we don't, I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
'Cause
that means
think
I have
know.
to change. I know everything.
How's that working for me, though, Dr. Morgan?
That's why I'm mad in the morning. That's why life is going the way that it is. You got to be receptive that someone could be younger than you, older than you, bigger than you, smaller than you, taller than you, and there's something you can get from everybody.
Come on, doctor.
Okay?
Yes.
That's what educating yourself is.
That's what it is. Did y'all
Being
get what she
open.
said? And it's not academia.
Yeah.
Did y'all get that? Because y'all get it twisted. Right. Don't have anything to do with where you went to school or none of that shenanigans. You use it when you need to. But again, that goes back to your point of power. We don't even do that. No, that.
No, we don't do that.
We don't even do
We
that.
don't do that. We don't even do that. Because what if I told you all you had to do was study the white culture, emulate that, and do your thing? That's really all you have to do. Just watch what they do. You were saying that when it comes to pharmacy, it's the money game. You have to understand if you want to win, sometimes you got to study your subjects.
Hello? Because that's all you got. But see, you really, Doc, you just, look, I could just walk and sit down and listen to you. Because you said we are so good at saying everything about them, but we won't emulate it.
There you go.
Or only to a degree.
To a degree.
They walk in privilege. They walk in a mindset that you can't stop me.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever isn't President Trump showing it right now?
Oh, girl.
I do what I want to do.
Yes.
No law is applicable to me.
There you
I'm going to
go.
go wherever I want to go. I'm going
right.
to see who I want to see. I'm going to make alliances with whoever I want. And I don't care what any of y'all say. Because it's ultimately going to benefit me. And I'm going to make y'all like it.
There you go.
And what has happened? People bowing down liking it.
There you go.
Ain't nobody saying anything. There's reports now that talk about, oh, it's going to be a civil war coming up and an unrest. No, it's not. Because y'all not going to fight back. Because the white man done trained you. You're not fighting him.
Yes.
You're not going to fight him. Now, if it was anybody else, heaven forbid. Well, President Obama, if he would have done those things, he wouldn't have even been in the White House right now.
Okay.
They would have been kicked him on out.
Okay.
He would have been
Done.
out the door, okay?
Finished.
Just been done. But this white man right here, and my Cat Williams right here, he let y'all know we really in a dictatorship, everybody. I'm your Putin in America. And so you're just going to eat it and you take it. And all y'all are slaves. It's not about what color you are, because they don't respect anything. Y'all think they respect anything and anybody? They respect the dollar. But we won't even do that. We won't even emulate that.
No.
And we won't emulate that. Whatever you got to do to that third point to get there, then you do something different. Once you get there and get what you need to get, then you got to do something different.
You got to do something different.
Because we want to stay there, though.
No, we don't want to stay there.
Yeah, we stay there. They don't stay there. Like when the Kennedys were doing the bootlegging, what did Dad do? Okay, well, I'm going to do the bootlegging to get some money into the household for the family, and then I'm going to change who we are because we want to be presentable and respectable people.
Yes.
But how I got my money is in illegal trafficking of liquor. Bootleg, that's what that is.
Yes.
And ain't nobody say none of that. And the people got pictures of the Kennedys to this day up in their house.
They surely do.
They do.
They do.
But that was the first family. Doc, stop.
Yeah. Well, you know what? These your people.
They-
You know what? They my people too. And I really want everybody to let this seep into their spirit.
Okay, just let.
Okay?
Okay.
And really understand that we're here for you. Let's do this. You know what? It's time out for all of the woulda, coulda, shouldas. Let's do this.
And
Walk in
however
your
we want to
calling.
do it.
Yes.
However, but again, Doc, maybe that goes to the point that we don't know how to do it. Because
We don't wanna listen.
we've never been allowed to work our plan. I'm going to say it that way.
Yeah.
We never have a plan.
Right.
Let me just say that. Well, we had a plan with the Black Wall Streets and the like and the 25 other communities around. But then we quick to poo-poo that for us.
Yes.
So when we were doing it, well, I heard people say, well, Collette, no, we really weren't doing it. Yes, we were. We were doing it.
Yes.
What are you talking about? We weren't doing
Right.
it. Well, we took those monies and we still didn't build up our communities. We went back. Are you kidding me?
Right. I don't believe that. I'm not going to receive that.
I was told it, Doctor. Well, let's see what else they got to say.
All right.
Let's say all the lines are lit. We appreciate your patience and your conversation this morning. Great morning to you.
Oh, well, thank you. Happy Friday to both of you.
Oh, happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday.
Hey, I'm in the conversation, and I agree about how we have power. And about the business, you were talking about everything is a business.
Yes.
Even the election process is a business. And we need to vote no on opening this charter because we will end up with a dictator in the city of Detroit. That's the power that we have to vote no for this charter. Our money is also powerful, and the way we spend it is questionable. We need to be more careful about the way we spend our money and who we support. You know? So I'm happy to hear you talk about that. Recently, there is a congressman in Washington, D.C. who is putting forth a proposal to legalize marijuana. So now if they legalize it on the federal level, there will be additional businesses for people to be involved in.
Yes.
So I was really interested to hear that more.
Oh. We're losing the end of your conversation.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that better?
It is better.
Oh, okay. I was hearing that a member of Congress in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
is putting forth a proposal to legalize marijuana on the federal level.
Yes.
And that will open up opportunities for more business for our people, or, as you say, investing in the stock end of it as well.
Sure. Well, let me just stay there for a minute. And the problem with all that is that they've already come up with the plan, right? They've already, because we know that once it gets to policy, they've already created a 10-year plan. They already know that, guess what? Once we get the votes to prove this, then I'm going to have the financial institutions and how I'm going to put it in. I'm going to have to tax some extra things. Who's going to have the opportunity to do it? And we're still going to be sitting down looking crazy. Because the problem is we couldn't even leverage where we at right now. We didn't buy any stock. When we had the bailout of the automotive industry here, we didn't buy stock. Folks that work for the companies didn't buy the stock. Folks that in the companies right now don't have the stock. So I'm just talking about where we are right now. For all the luxury goods and things that we buy, those things are, majority of them are on New York Stock Exchange. They're NASDAQ. We don't purchase, I'm all for designer stuff. If that is part of your brand, but you use that as a tool for something, you leverage it. All those things are assets, resell goods, value in that. We don't do that. We just want to be fancy. We don't realize that Cartier, there's a stock number attached to it. Louis Vuitton, there's a parent company to it. We don't Tiffany, we don't realize, again, the business behind it. Because as you said, all we want to do is just be consumers.
Well, a lot of people, Collette, is because they're what I call instant oatmeal babies.
Oh.
If they don't add water and it's ready right now, then they don't want any part of it.
Sure.
When you purchase stock, you don't get your dividend 12 hours later.
Right.
You know? So they have to learn how to use that, how to process the information.
Yeah.
And even in our community, our people need to learn how to use computers. The library has. There are various centers that have them. And there are classes, free classes, as a matter of fact, at Wayne County Community College.
Yes.
Then they can learn more about business. They can learn more about stock. It'll be easier to follow it. But are they getting up and going to find out the information?
No, because we won't put the time in to even get our credit right.
Okay.
We won't take the time to be able to address our debt. We won't take the time to understand that if I have cash, cash is king. So instead of me using my cash, I correct my credit, then I can make, as Dr. Morgan said, then I can make your own system that you created that was supposed to hinder and deny me work for me. As opposed to me just giving you out all my cash, my cash, my cash. No. Cash is king. But we won't do that.
Oh, no. We don't want to do that.
We don't want to do that. Because we what? Do we think that it's a less of us if, I don't know what we think. Doctor, that's your expertise.
I think that we just don't even trust the system. And, you know, I agree with not trusting the system, but you also have to know that the system you don't trust, the white people use it, so you're not going to get screwed over that much. Okay? Because if their money is involved in it, you got to be for sure that if you put your money in it, we're good.
And just understand, but see, you said it, we don't understand. We don't understand how much in a bank is federally secure.
Yes.
Y'all don't understand that. So anything above that, it's at risk. We don't understand that. We don't understand, again, how you can look to invest clearing out your debt. And being able to live within a means. We don't want that. We do paycheck to paycheck because we're concerned about what everything looks like. We don't understand that even the business of how we show. If you all go on Instagram, I know you all on Instagram, got millions of folks that follow you on Instagram. Folks don't even know how to make money off of Instagram. You got all these women showing all this stuff. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine on about Instagram. I said, if you showing all this and you're not in the business of why you need to show that. So if you're not an exotic dancer, if you're not a swimsuit model, if you're not anything that's going to leverage a brand, you're a designer, you're showing your clothes, and you just want some likes, something is wrong with you.
There you go.
It's supposed to be the business of you all, but we always just want to show. And then, bye. While everybody's showing up and showing out and owning stuff, we just want to, again, buy on into it.
And we got to start teaching our children this. I grew up in Colorado, and in the 7th grade, my teacher taught us about stocks.
Come on.
We actually had, she gave us Monopoly money.
Monopoly,
okay, and invest in our stocks and follow it the whole year.
Yes.
So we need to begin to teach our children these things. With my oldest son, he was like, I want to come work for you. And I was like, well, you know what, let's figure out some things that you want to do.
Nice.
And he was like, well, you know what, I want to plant flowers for people. I said, think of a business name and we'll make it happen.
Thank you. Thank you.
So by the time you're 18, you already have a business that's making money.
Absolutely. And then you diversify that.
There you
so you
go.
start off at landscaping and then, come on now.
There you go.
Then he just grow with the exposure and the expertise, and there you go. Then next thing you know, you become your own English garden.
There you go.
Well, you know,
there you go. But
in the
we have to
Detroit
start young.
public school system, we had junior achievement, and they eased it out so quietly. It was a junior achievement was a program where the young children would make a product and learn how to make whatever it was, a keychain, whatever. And they could sell it to their parents, neighbors, church members, and they learned about being in business. And all of a sudden it disappeared. I thought they went out of business, but they didn't. They just went out of Detroit.
They just went out of Detroit. Well, let me just say this much, and I'm going to make sure I get everybody in, and we, of course, appreciate your call. But I think that's our problem yet again. We keep putting it on somebody else to teach us.
Yes.
Why can't we teach our kids at home? What's the problem? I don't understand. There's enough now with technology. Anything that you want to learn, you can find it.
You can find it.
you can find it. You can go to the library.
Yes.
You can do it yourself class. We don't have to hold our growth to somebody in a classroom that might, and they've only been given a curriculum.
A curriculum.
So it's nothing, they're not, stop. They have to teach you what they were told to teach you. That doesn't even mean that the information is the best information for you. It just fits a plan so you can be able to take a test and hopefully be able to pass this test. Yeah. And then that's supposed to determine your acumen of how then you can excel in a system that was designed for a plan. It was a plan for you to go through this system.
Yes.
So when we understand that, then you'll realize that maybe you need to create your own blueprint and do something different. We appreciate your call. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day to you. We're going to go on to the lines. Thanks so much for your patience. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for your patience.
I'd like to know the name of the product that the caller referred to when he was mentioning all types of medical issues like arthritis and pain.
Sure.
What was the product he was endorsing?
Cannabis.
What is it?
Marijuana.
Oh, marijuana?
Yeah. That's exactly what he was speaking of. Absolutely.
Okay, I tuned in a little late, and I was thinking it's good for so many different things. What is it?
Yes.
But it's marijuana.
Yes, marijuana. The marijuana.
Okay, thank you. Have a blessed day.
Have a great day. I know it's a little shocking. He's like, yeah, that was a quick
answer.
That's right. That's exactly what he was talking about. Let's go to the line. Please, doctor, did you want to?
I got an email the other day when you were talking about education.
Yes.
I got an email the other day where it's a petition because they want to take the word Ku Klux Klan out of the textbooks. They want to take like the National Black League of something out of the textbooks. Yeah. So that's why we have to educate ourselves. So now they're trying to erase the history.
Look.
So now our children, when they learn different things, when we're telling them, hey, racism is real, you know, discrimination is real, they're going to be like, no, it's not.
Because the teacher in the book said that it's not. But see, that's our problem again because, again, it's a book. It is somebody wrote the book.
Somebody wrote the book.
So you don't think that there was an interest, there was a platform, there was a reason why they wrote this book to push forth what they want you to believe versus what you know you want to teach and instill in your children? Come on.
It's a responsibility.
It's a responsibility. Caller, thanks for your patience. Great morning to you. Caller, you there?
How you doing today?
We're amazing. Thank you.
First, I want to give a shout out to C33, Comcast, 791 WHPR.
Yes.
Detroit Highland Park.
Absolutely.
How you doing, fellow member of International Hip Hop, Miss Collette?
Oh, amazing.
How you doing, first show host for Miss Collette? Talking with Miss Collette today.
I'm well. How are you?
Great show. I'm okay. I've been listening to the subject matter of the show.
And I'm in agreement with the educator next to you that you need to see life bigger than what people present you
Okay.
because you were blessed with more. I think that was the main point that she wanted to get off today. Correct me if I'm wrong, man.
Well, yeah, not so much. For me, it wasn't so much about seeing life bigger. It was really understanding who you are.
Yes.
And if you
Yeah,
understand
that's what I mean.
so if you,
Yep.
but it's not. But see, understanding who you are is not about what people tell you you are. It's about taking
Okay,
the
well,
time to connect with the true you, the spirit in you,
Yeah.
so that you will understand your life purpose. Because if you understand your purpose, it will make a difference what is being said around you. You will understand the motivation of why they're saying it, what it looks like. You'll say, okay, I see you over there, and I'm gonna keep on doing this.
That's true. And life
well,
becomes bigger when you understand who you are.
Yes.
So in order for life to become bigger, you have to date yourself. You have to learn everything about you.
Yes.
Your ins and your outs. And all of a sudden your eyes are I like to call them blinders. The blinders are taken off of your eyes.
Yes.
So then life is always big.
Yeah.
It's just how you look at it.
It's just
Well-
how you look at it. Yes.
I totally understand that because the tool of success is you are more than what you see in the mirror.
Okay.
And that's how I took it, as
Okay.
a form of a tool of success.
Sure.
You are more than what you see in the mirror.
Sure.
But I want to take a moment to talk about a resident of the city of Detroit. And this resident of the city of Detroit, his name was Ricardo Lewine, a.k.a. Ricky. Ricky used to be up and down 7 miles from Telegraph or Livernois, going to gas stations, trying to clean or hustle for money. He was mentally challenged, and he also was living in an abused environment. Some of the managers and people that I know up and down 7 Mile, we used to look out for him. And this past March 1st, he became missing. We couldn't find him. So for the last 3 months, you know, I got in contact with a family member. You know, I've been asking everybody on 7 Mile I know, have you seen Ricky? Have you seen Ricky? Now, the point I want to bring this up is this can happen to anybody here in the city of Detroit. No matter what you look like, no matter who you are, what you got. Because we live a life alone. The only time we don't live a life alone is when we surround ourselves with loved ones. Ricky was mentally challenged. So he was living in an environment where he was getting hurt. He preferred to sleep outside than to live in an environment than be hurt or hit. Anybody that's ever taken care of a mentally, physically challenged person understand what I'm saying. So the thing I brought it up is this. Ricky was found frozen to death here in the city of Detroit 3 months ago because he was living in an environment where somebody was hurting him. And he'd rather sleep out in the cold than live in a house with somebody hurting him. Okay? I'm saying this because I'm glad I took the extra step, the extra effort to make sure the family member contacted Ricky. Well, there's a memorial for him now. Because like I said, he's been missing for 3 months.
Okay.
And we found out that he froze to death out in the cold in the church.
Okay.
So what I want to say is this. It goes back to what you said, man. You are more than what you see in the mirror. But right now, we have to now think about the people who can't take care of themselves. Because right now in the city of Detroit, if you're mentally challenged and don't have no place to sleep, the only place you can go to is DJ 8 Mile Garage. And we have to change that.
I absolutely agree, and our thoughts and prayers go out to that family. But let me just add one other component to it. There are folks who can't make it day to day that aren't necessarily classified like Ricky. Let me just be real clear about it. So it doesn't have to just be that you actually have that diagnosis. There are people that are so mired in a mindset of defeat that they can't work their way out of anything to think that they can function in a positive space, in a positive environment, and they don't have to be beaten down by the people in the household. They beat themselves down.
That's true.
Doctor, can you speak on that? I appreciate your call. Thank you so much. Make today amazing.
Y'all have an amazing day.
Thank you.
You as well. And you know, and the situation with Ricky, and you know, it's heartbreaking because
Yes.
all of us have an obligation to take care of those who are. It sounded like he had an extreme mental illness. We have a responsibility. So instead of allowing him to be around 7 Mile, our responsibility is call like the authorities, call somebody so he can be somewhere else besides sleeping on the ground.
Right.
So, you know, if there's a situation like that, it's time for us to stand up and
Sure.
support those, you
Sure.
know, who are less fortunate than us.
Absolutely.
Now, with a defeating mindset, you don't need anyone else to beat you up because we do it to ourselves.
All day.
All day.
Every day.
All day.
Yeah.
I think it's a learned behavior as well. It's a learned behavior because someone else is beating us down. So then that's all we know. I see cycles of things that are happening, even with like a lot of my clients. It's always a cycle. Mama did it, daddy did it, now I'm doing it, and then they don't even realize it until I take the blinders off, take the glasses off, and say, hey, do you even see that there's a pattern?
Right, right.
Now the hard part is making that change. Because I know that I'm doing this, how do I change it?
Yeah.
And that's where they come to counseling and they're like, look here. My dad was an abuser. I'm an abuser. I don't want to do this anymore.
Right.
What do I need to do to stop it?
Right, right. You know what? You guys know our time is up, right? All the lines are lit. We're having such an amazing conversation.
Yeah.
You gotta come back.
You know I'm coming back.
I just said, you just have to. But how do we keep in contact with you, Dr. Morgan? Please.
Wings
For
of
all of
Virtue.
you all, please, who want to stay in contact with Dr. Morgan?
Yes, you know what? I'll
Please.
give you a couple seconds. Get your pen.
Okay,
Get
yep,
your
there you
phone.
go. Get it together now.
All right.
Okay?
Are y'all ready?
Because I'm going to post it on social media as well.
Yes.
After the show. So, wait, I got all this, and okay. We ready, Doctor.
Dr. Tizana Morgan.
Got that.
I'm at Wings of Virtue. I'm in Southfield, and I can be reached at 248-327-6099. I look forward to hearing from you guys. I love these calls when they come in.
It's everything.
Yeah.
It allows you to meet people where they are
Yes.
and then get a finger on the pulse. I think that's really important. I'm going to give you a minute to say some last words. What would you like to share with everyone?
Well, first,
Last
thank you
words
for
on
having me.
today.
Oh my gosh,
Right.
today was amazing.
Aw.
And one thing that we really have to do, I want you guys to just let this seep into your spirit. We have to do better with coming together and just uplifting each other. You have a dream, you have a calling, you have a purpose in your life. If you have not figured it out, take some time by yourself. It's never too late. I don't care if you're 12, 20, 40, 70, you could be getting ready to die today.
Right.
You have a purpose
Yeah.
in your life, and everybody you come in contact with, it's a reason.
Absolutely.
There's a reason.
There's a reason. And you want to, I believe, know that,
Yes.
honor that, and then move in that.
Yes.
Everyone, our time is up, Dr. Morgan. It is a pleasure. You
It
know,
is.
this mic is
This
your
family.
mic. This is right. She gonna be back. Everyone, our time is up. It shouldn't be this fun, but it is. I pray that you've been educated, enlightened, and empowered. I pray that you will walk away and know that today I got something that I can share with someone else. When you walk past somebody today, speak to them. Don't let someone pass you by and not speak to them. Make eye contact. That can be the difference. Be willing and conscious of the energy that you give, because it might literally save someone's life, and the life that you save might be your own. Thank you so much for your time. Have an amazing rest of the day. I look forward to seeing you next week. Have an awesome weekend. Until then, take care. If you want to make sure you stay in good conversation, you gotta tune in to Coffee and Conversation with Collette. That's me, Thursday mornings from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. on the only station, WHPR TV 33. See you soon.